All right, so much has already been said on this following that news yesterday of that decision standing that the former President Jacob Zuma is expelled from the ANC. Political analyst Professor Mazwe Majola joins us now via Teams. Prof, thank you very much indeed for your time. So I guess this would have been no surprise that this decision would stand, obviously because you have the former ANC president now leading his own political party. What could possibly have been argued that would change the ANC's mind?
Yes, good day, Criselda. Indeed, it was expected. It was coming. Absolutely, there is no organization that could tolerate that a member would go away and start a rival organization or political party and still want to continue as a member in good standing of the other party. It's just uncalled for. It's bizarre, really. One wonders what was Zuma's end game when it comes to this. He obviously saw himself as a savior, a person who will rescue the ANC's demise, but by starting another organization or another party, in so doing, trying to rescue the ANC. So the ANC had to act on this, and it acted correctly. I mean, as I'm saying, that it's an organization which has a constitution, values, and traditions. So all members must follow those regulations or those, values and constitution. Yeah. So, it's just now Zuma must just focus on his MKP.
Prof, what do we read, though, from, the decision to appeal the initial decision that had been taken? Of course, this on the part of the former ANC President Jacob Zuma. Is there anything to read from that? And also the amount of time that it took the ANC to actually act against its former president. There had been criticism in the past about it taking too long, criticism that the ANC had dilly-dallied on what to do. This was at the time that we'd been heading towards the last election.
Yes, so the ANC absolutely was between a rock and hard place there, because you remember that former President Zuma announced this formation in December, 16 December. So the ANC was just left with 5 months before the elections. So there was this debate whether do we expel him before the elections, or do we just focus on the electioneering and then just and deal with this matter after the elections. And they opted for the latter, which one would think or would say maybe it unfortunately made Zuma more formidable and more famous and more popular. But it was one of those decisions where really, when we are making a decision as an organization, there are times when you just read the terms and interpret the terms and see which one is best. It might not be the better, it must be the best, but ANC did what it thought it was better at that time.
With the confirmation that this expulsion will stand or will stay, are we likely to see within the African National Congress, perhaps those that may still be loyalists of the former ANC president, Mr. Zuma, could we see further cracks within the African National Congress, notwithstanding what we have seen, because the argument that others have made is that the MKP has managed to, if I can, for lack of a better word, steal the chunk of, some of, if I can, the brains in the economic freedom fighters. We've seen Floyd Chivambu leave to the MK party, but I'm more concerned about possible former Mr. Zuma loyalists who might see this as, a final nail. And even though we've seen, a dent in the EFF that the MK party has made, if we're talking about what we've seen over the past, I would say, what is it, a month or two now?
No, I think what will happen to the ANC, at least the ANC will show its members and its supporters that, look, we mean business when we say we are a disciplined organization. We cannot tolerate any ill discipline. So any member who's here with us will abide by our constitution. So, and then it will give the ANC the opportunity to rebuild itself, to recorrect itself, and continue. Obviously, ANC does not have anything to lose now. It has lost a lot already to Zuma and MKP. So I don't think they can fear anything right now, other than just to start afresh, go outside, recruit, and try to bring back even those members who went to MKP and try to reason with them too, which is not impossible. Try to reason with them, bring them back. Of course, yes. I would be very surprised if the president of MKP, that is former President Jacob Zuma, will still be following the MKK or rather the ANC case, other than just focusing himself on building his new organization, because he has done well. I mean, it's the second largest party in parliament. It's the second largest party in KZN and in Mpumalanga. So what he needs to do now is just focus on the building and the sustainability of MKP, and forget about the past. You know, you've been a member of ANC. It was your choice to leave this organization and to start a new organization. Therefore, just focus on what we have started.
Yeah, and I think we're likely to hear a lot about that when the MKP's first anniversary, of course, takes place in December, where we've already seen, members of the party preparing for that. Prof, thank you very much indeed. We do appreciate your time in light of those developments yesterday. The ANC, of course, having put out that statement indicating, of course, that expulsion of the now MKP president, Mr. Jacob Zuma, that, of course, will stand.